Okay, we are live. We are live, and this is a special broadcast on the channel, and we're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. We're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin because there have been some misconceptions out there. There have been some people that have been confused, and so we're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about some other situations where people have been confused. There's been a lot of confusion out there. And so we're going to address all that. And we're both dressed casually. Bree's got her brand. Oh, you don't have your brand. Oh, it's
I
underneath. It's
do,
under.
but it's under
Okay, so
here.
you've got Bree Fit
And then
Dance
Bitcoin.
and then
Wait,
Bitcoin
here's a lower
on the sleeve.
sleeve.
I've got my Bitcoin pin, and we've got Bitcoin all over the bench. So, and Carlos is in the house. Carlos is in the house. We're going to run some numbers. He's good at numbers.
Hello. Yeah,
So
he
we're going to
is.
talk about some numbers. And there's a game. So we did start early out of respect for those who are going to drop everything and watch all the pregame action and all that. I guess the pregame stuff has probably already happened. They probably run that kind of stuff all day long. Jason's in the house. I wonder if he's been watching that stuff all day long. And speaking of Jason, look at this stunner. Look
Yeah.
at that stunner. He put the strap on there. He put the strap. That's a form of a NATO strap, and I think it looks okay. The thing I don't like about those straps is they go behind the watch and then come up like that, and so it's kind of funky looking, and it adds to the thickness of the watch. Makes the watch a little thicker, right? I'd love to see that one on a nice croc strap, and you could use the deployant. Oh, there's the Omega. Let's show that.
The Omega.
There's the Omega with the Melanese bracelet, all in titanium. That thing looks really good on the wrist. Looks nice and flat on the wrist. I think that's a two thumbs up on that piece. Kyle's in the house, and I drink a little H2O here. Okay, so Boozer's in the house, and our Wags is in the house. Pre-game has been on for hours. Game doesn't start till 6:30. GS confirmed they have a deployant for the Birch. Cool, 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 cool stuff. But you're probably going to have custom straps made for it. So there we go. Ka-ching, ka-ching. And I have a little bone to pick with the guys that said that these straps don't hold up, that they fall apart and they don't hold up anytime at all. Because I went and I bought a bunch of extra straps, right? And here I am a year later. How long have I had this watch? It's been more than a year, hasn't it?
A year and a half, maybe?
Anyway, and the the strap that's on it has been on it more than a year because I replaced the original strap with this. The original strap was in mint condition. I replaced the original strap with this, and this strap is still in mint condition.
It
So
was in black, right? It was
it's
black.
like I really didn't need to buy a whole bunch of straps. I bought like 5 straps because I figured these things wear out in like 2 weeks, right? So I'd have to be
Oh,
switching them all the time. And of course, that was all
dang.
a bunch of baloney, a bunch of malarkey by the folks in the forums that probably never wore, a watch on a decent leather strap, and yet they're experts. They're experts on the subject. Let's see here. What else we got?
Got some emails.
Jason, they have a brown and black strap from GS available, but I want blue, so maybe HD straps for me. There's an alternative technique to affixing a NATO without it adding any bulk to the watch. There you go. And Kyle's in the house. I sent over a couple of emails. Okay. All right. So first, we're going to run through some numbers here, guys, because there's some people that are a little bit confused. They think that altcoins might be important, that there might be a challenger to Bitcoin as far as being the sound money for the internet, being the protocol for money basically on the internet. What we've wanted on the internet ever since the inception of the internet, we've wanted to have a native currency on the internet that's native to the
Correct.
internet.
Correct.
And a lot of folks have tried, and Bitcoin came along, and it seems to be the best bet that we have to have a native currency for the internet, a digital currency, if you will, that's natively digital. And it had the first mover advantage, and it has strict monetary policy. Only 21 million units will ever be produced, and that is virtually impossible to change.
It's a finite supply.
That's right. And so it has a lot going for it. And then over the years, there's been all these altcoins that have come along that have all promised to do something better, right? More transactions per second, more flexibility as far as programming,
Bigger blocks.
smart contracts, NFTs, DeFi, all kinds of stuff, right? And they basically all failed. They're basically all scams for the most part. And Bitcoin continues to plug along every 10 minutes. Here's some numbers for you guys. So those of you that like numbers, here's some numbers for you.
We're going to
And
get the calculator.
before we get to that, let's, Carlos said, we already have a currency for the internet, the USD. No, the USD is not native to the internet. It's not native to the internet. It's not a natively digital currency. And so here's the thing. Here's what we do. If we look at 6.25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, right, are created, new Bitcoin are created. Therefore, 900 Bitcoin every day, okay? 900 a day. So let's do some math here. 900, and let's say the current price was $40,000. I think it's a little more than that right now, but let's use 40,000 as a number. So we're going to say 900 Bitcoin times 40,000. How much money is that?
36 million.
So $36 million worth of value is going into the Bitcoin network every day in order to sustain that price. The basic supply and demand, guys, supply and demand, right? If supply exceeds demand, the price will go down. If demand exceeds supply, the price will go up. If they're equal, if the supply and the demand is about equal, the price is going to stay steady, right? And so we're just talking about new supply here. We're not talking about traders. We're not talking about people buying and selling and trying to time the market and that money going back and forth between traders. We're talking about new supply, growth of the number of Bitcoin. So we're talking about, let's do it. You said 36 million. Let's multiply that by 365 for a year's.
365.
Yeah.
Is that 1 billion?
No, I think you did it wrong. Try it again. So 36 million times 365. Wow, you're getting an error message.
It's too big. It's too big.
It won't handle the number. Well, anyway, it's a big number, okay?
36 million
it's
times.
It's a big number of money that is going in buying Bitcoin, okay? Now, 2 years from now, that supply is going to be cut in half. Instead of 900 Bitcoin every day, there's going to be 450 Bitcoin every day, okay? So if all things were equal, then the value would go up because the supply is going to be cut in half, okay? So if the demand stays the same, then supply is cut in half, the price has to go up. But what has historically been happening is the supply has been decreased and the demand has increased at the same time. So typically the price goes up more than double, because it would double, right? If you have the supply, basically the price would double if the demand remained the same, something like that. So historically it has gone up more because the demand has increased at the same time that the supply is decreased, okay? Now, add on to this the fact that China banned the mining, and for all practical purposes, all mining has left China. And I think 2/3 of the mining was happening in China, at least 2/3, maybe even more, maybe even closer to 70% of the mining was in China. before the shutdown. Now, 35% of the Bitcoin mining is in the United States of America. It was only about 5%. So it went from 5% to 35% of the Bitcoin mining is now happening in the United States of America. So that gives us two things to think about. One is the likelihood of the United States of America giving Bitcoin a hard time as far as trying to shut down on it, trying to make it harder to buy it, trying to regulate it more, trying to really screw it up. The likelihood of that happening is less because now a lot more of the business and the commerce that's happening with mining and all the related things is significantly in the United States of America. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing is a number of these companies are big operations that are publicly funded, that are publicly traded companies, and they have decided not to sell the Bitcoin that they're mining and to keep it on their balance sheets. Okay, so there we go. Again, less supply because they ain't selling it. And so these are all some interesting dynamics here that people should think about. Why are these companies spending literally hundreds of millions of dollars building these mining operations in Texas and other places if Bitcoin is just a Ponzi scheme and it's going away tomorrow? Okay. You need to look at the big picture here of what is happening with this thing. All right. And you look at the fact that people are losing confidence in things like the United States dollar's ability to hold value, right? It's basically being printed away to nothing, right? It's basically being inflated away. So they're looking at that. They're looking at bubbles and a lot of other investment classes. And they're looking at places to put their money. And some of these people that are looking for places to put their money are billionaires. Okay, billionaires. Big money people are coming into the space. So there's a link in the description here to the article from Fidelity. What's that, 13 billion? Okay, so 13 billion worth of Bitcoin is being absorbed into the network every year.
Yes.
So this article that Fidelity put out, and Fidelity is not, they're not punks, right? This article that they put out is really comprehensive. And if you study this article, again, the link is in the video description, I think you will understand why Bitcoin is going to dominate this space, why Bitcoin is going to be the digital currency for the internet. Okay? Ain't going to be the USD, ain't going to be the Chinese yuan, it ain't going to be any of these other things. It's going to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only open monetary network that anybody in the world can participate in, that no government can control, and that is, as of now, totally dominant in the space. And there are a lot of reasons why that is going to continue. And you can see it all in this article. I also put a link, if you don't want to read all of this, I put a link to Bitcoin Audible. He reads the whole report and goes through it in Bitcoin Audible. Guy Swan does a really good job with that. So you might want to just listen to it while you go for a nice long walk, listen to his podcast, and I think you will you'll figure out what's going on, or you'll have a leg up on a lot of people that don't understand what's going on. All right, let's go back here. Craig, would you disown Bree if she were to start making R-rated OnlyFans content? No, it's her decision, the content that she makes. I would recommend against it, but it's her decision. I don't think she's going to do it, though, right? You don't really have any interest in doing it.
No.
And you've been stacking Bitcoin anyway without having to do it. You just did another video today. You're working on it that you got paid Bitcoin to do. And you didn't have to do anything
for
already.
An altcoin video.
Craig, are you betting any BTC on the game today? No, I'm not. 13 billion, 140 million. Tony with the calculator. And Kyle gave you the tip, turn it sideways.
Thank you, Kyle.
And it'll show the total, our wags. Carlos will know. Good going, Tony Evans. And Jason's in the house. China banning mining made Bitcoin stronger. Yeah, I think, really, in the overall scheme of things, in the long-term game theory of this whole thing, I don't think it really matters. I don't think it really matters what any nation state does. But I think it's great for the United States that they banned it because it gave a lot of opportunities for companies here in the United States of America to cash in on Bitcoin mining. But in the long haul here, I think Bitcoin is going to end up banning China. Is what's going to end up happening. I think the people are going to opt into Bitcoin and not so much China. So, hello from Melbourne.
Is that Brad? Your friend?
Brad Tech Webcast. Yes. Craig and Carlos should start a BTC financial planning firm in El Salvador. We're going to get Carlos eventually to come around. Eventually, he's going to understand what's happening.
I think
no
he does.
need to
he
do
just, like,
El Salvador for that. Panama will be a perfect place for that. Okay. Triforce Rich says, "What's up, everyone?" And let's see. All right, so we're caught up. There's an old Midwest. Okay. All right. So what other key points do we need to make that people were confused about? Oh, Kyle says Carlos owns BTC already. Yes, but he said a relatively small amount, and he's not buying any more.
He's like Peter Schiff. It's like secretly liking it, but publicly.
You think Peter Schiff is probably buying Bitcoin? Yeah, he probably is. I'm trying to think what other issues. Could Bree work as a translator for Craig in El Salvador and Panama? Yeah, you could do a really good job
Yeah, I could.
Translating.
You won't understand anything in El Salvador.
No, I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people in the Bitcoin city are going to speak English.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will. And Carlos says he lost all of it in an accident.
We did too.
So here's the thing. Bitcoin, what's really unique about this thing is the way it came about. This guy invented it, and he invented it back in the day when it was harder to track somebody down. Nowadays, if somebody invented something like this, it'd be very easy for the feds to track them down and find out who they are. But he invented this before that, and it flew under the radar screen for quite a while. He launched it in a very fair way. Everybody had access to the code. Everybody could mine. Everybody could, had an equal chance at playing in the game, right? Everybody had to follow all the same rules. He didn't have any advantage over anybody else. And then this thing flew under the radar screen for a long time, got stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And then at some point just kind of started taking off and really taking off. And I would say that was 2016, 2017-ish when it really started taking off big time, and when some big players started getting involved.
A lot of people started getting it.
Yeah. And then fast forward to like 2020, and even some bigger players start getting involved, and things start really taking off. And it didn't start doing that until it was too strong for the government to kill it. It was too strong. And then at some point, I think, and as a matter of fact, I've got a video of a government official saying that we couldn't kill Bitcoin even if we wanted to. At some point, they realized that this thing ain't going away. It ain't going to die. So we better figure out a way to benefit from it. They being the government and other big companies and so on and so forth. And even banks that were totally against Bitcoin in the beginning are coming around and starting to want to play in the Bitcoin sandbox and have some fun. So it's really would be impossible to duplicate this again. This is it.
Bitcoin is Bitcoin.
This is the only chance to really have an independent, totally independent of big government, big corporations, which are really the same thing. A financial instrument that is worldwide, that anybody can participate, no barrier to entry. This is it. This is the chance. And it's either going to work or it isn't. And if it doesn't, then we're just going to be on fiat forever. And Carlos is right. We'll have a digital USD that'll be the the money that they're going to use on the internet, even though it's not a natively digital currency.
Mm-hmm.
It will have to be the default one. But but I don't see that happening. I see Bitcoin succeeding because a lot of people really don't trust the monetary policy of the United States at this point. They don't
It's
trust it.
broken.
And I think they trust math. Let's see. RWAG says, my understanding is when I sell Bitcoin, I will go to 1099.
Don't
Well,
sell
yeah,
your
you're going to
Bitcoin.
pay just like anything else. You're going to pay your capital gains tax on that.
Don't sell. Don't sell.
So either a long-term or short-term capital gain. Yeah, I think I think that is going to happen if it's over a certain amount, depending on the platform that it's on, you will get a 1099. But yeah, the good thing is just don't sell it. I think Craig invented Bitcoin and then injected himself with an amnesia serum so he would forget he was a Satoshi. There you go.
They think you're
Um,
Satoshi.
so, okay, so that takes care of that issue. The other issue is I've got all these people saying that you can't wear a watch on a leather strap casually. That this watch that I have on my wrist right now,
They should be with a suit.
that it has to be worn, yeah, with a suit or whatever, more formal attire. What do you think, Bree? You're here. You can see this watch. Okay, there's the underside. Okay, underside. There's the top.
I
There's
mean, a
the side
watch.
view. What do you think, Bree? How's it look? I'm dressed very casually right now. What do you think?
I mean, a watch is to wear it. I mean, you gotta wear it any time you want it.
Yeah, but
Time you want
I
to.
understand that, but how does it look? I mean, you're a good
Oh, it
judge.
looks
You've got
good.
very good taste. I mean, does it look silly to wear a watch like this the way I'm dressed now?
No, no,
Does it look goofy?
no. It
So
looks very
I don't
classy.
understand what they're talking about.
It adds class to your casual wear.
Yeah, I don't understand what they're talking about. Let me expose it a little more so they can see it a little more. Um, yeah,
And the full
I'm
pay
confused.
too.
Do you know that for many years, many years, it was rare to see a watch on a bracelet. Very rare. They almost all had a leather strap.
Wow.
They almost all had a leather strap.
Are we talking like 20 years ago or
30, 40, 50 years ago, 60 years
okay?
ago, right? Rolexes were one of the exceptions that started putting bracelets on watches pretty early. Probably Omega, although a lot of Omegas did not have a bracelet. So it was rare to have a bracelet on a watch. Almost all of them had a strap, whether they were being worn casually or not.
And they're wearing gold watches, right?
A lot of gold watches. Well, anybody that was successful and had good taste
Yeah.
was wearing a gold watch. That's correct. Anybody that had any sense, they were wearing a gold watch.
So now a lot of the classy movies,
Yeah,
they're wearing gold watches on a leather strap.
you've been noticing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Let's
lot
check
of
the
them.
email. We got an email earlier from
Kyle.
Kyle.
That's one of them.
Let's see. And okay, wait, we gotta read this here. Carlos says in Panama we do not have capital gains tax on any financial asset. That this is one of the reasons because recently is the top destination for retired according to the pub. That's right. There are areas that are tax havens that people are relocating to, and this is one of the reasons why they're doing that in El Salvador. Not only do they not have capital gains tax, they don't have real estate tax, and they don't have income tax. You only pay every time you buy something, you pay basically a sales tax. And I think that's the way it should be, a consumption tax. I think that's the best way to do it. Bree, do you ever find yourself freezing in Craig's house?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely, she does.
Every day.
Bree looks freezing right now. Absolutely.
I'm not freezing right now.
Reverso was a pioneering sport watch, and it came on a strap. And RWAGS is in the house. I don't think you can wear your 002
Doing dirty jobs.
working in the garden, working on your car, doing landscaping, etc. I think it would look a little silly wearing an 18 karat gold watch then. Yeah, I think you probably wouldn't in most of the, well, it depends on how dirty the job really
How
is.
dirty,
It depends on
yeah.
what you're really doing. I mean, if you're going to be banging the watch against things and just really
I
beating
mean,
it
if
up,
you're a mechanic, no way.
if you're really going to be beating it up, then yeah, I'd take it off. I used to do that with my date 8. If I was going to really be beating it up, I'd take it off. I wouldn't be stupid
Or
about it.
going on the swim, right?
And I didn't like to swim with a watch. That's correct. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't have to. Why would you push it? If you sell your capital assets in Panama and try to avoid U.S. taxes, I assume the U.S. government would try to come after you and put some sort of red flag on your passport. Yeah, you got to watch that. I mean, but maybe you're going to become a resident of Panama, um, and maybe you're going to give up your citizenship. So, Craig, I have an idea. Instead of bequeathing your vast BTC fortune to Bree, you can set up a trust to distribute BTC to underprivileged kids in El Salvador.
Possibly.
Well, we'll see. We might have Bree use some of the proceeds from the Bitcoin to help some of the kids
Charities.
in El Salvador. That's right. Okay, let's show this watch. But we're not going to sell any of the Bitcoin ever. That's the idea, is not to sell it ever.
It's a beautiful Omega.
That is a nice piece. Now it's a deployant clasp. Wow.
Yeah, I would get it.
Now see the side view of that. See the side view of that watch. I don't think that side view is as attractive as the 002. Go to the side view. Keep going. There. Now see, I don't like the look of that. I mean, I guess I'm spoiled because the side view of the 002 is so stunning.
Mm-hmm.
That just looks a little chunky from the side. It doesn't flow as much. See how it's squared off, and see how this is.
I see.
See how
I
it
see.
kind of flows more.
I see.
But I'm nitpicking at this point.
Yeah.
That is a really attractive piece, and for the price, what's the size of it? Go and see what the size is.
36 millimeter.
36 mil. So that's not terrible.
5,700.
That's not terrible at all. And I bet you it would be comfortable on wrist. How thick is it? Can you tell? And see if it says down below how thick it is. Can anybody research 36 mil? You'll go, okay. Can somebody research and see how thick that watch is? Because I'd be interested to know that. We can make a final decision on this.
Italy.
But I like it.
Comes from Italy.
What does the strap? Oh, the watch is in
The
Italy.
watch itself.
Okay, the watch is in Italy currently. I like it. Hey,
18K.
I'd rather have that than spend like 10 grand on some steel stunner. Yeah, I think I'd do that. Let's see.
Here's another one.
Yes, if you're a U.S. citizen, you're screwed anyway. That's correct. So you saw the green birch? No, I haven't. As far as I know, yes. You must be able to get in the water with your watch. Here is why. Taking your watch off is a risk. As Craig has told us many times, the best way to lose a watch is take it off. You're right about that.
I learned it the hard way.
If you don't have a secure place to put your watch, don't take it off. You're correct on that. But fortunately, I always travel with a top-notch security team, and it's no problem securing any item that I need to secure temporarily. If I'm doing something, like if I have a expensive camera rig with me and I need somebody to hold on to it while I do something or whatever, I always have a top-notch security team, and they can take care of it.
Strong.
That's right. Jason, green birch looks amazing. It goes from black to dark blue to forest green to teal based on the light. Carlos is in the house. My understanding, USA is one of the very, very few countries that tax people not living there for having the citizenship. That's right. You might need to renounce your citizenship or just don't go back. Like, for example, if you're staying somewhere like Bitcoin City it's going to be a sovereign situation where you will be a sovereign individual and you'll be able to pretty much do whatever you want. Now, you won't be able to leave there and go back to the US. If you do that, they'll arrest you at the point of entry, but you're going to be a sovereign individual in Bitcoin City. It's the whole point of it. Carlos, not really. When you die, your investments get stepped up to the date of death value, therefore no capital gains to the beneficiary. Okay.
Tax.
No, that's right. Nothing wrong with spending 10K on a steel stunner. Our wags, no idea of that. I just have a general idea of U.S. taxes. 10K is the new 5K. That's a good point. The way they're inflating the U.S. dollar.
Correct.
I mean, Craig, is this financial advice? Well, I mean, take it any way you like. Take it any way you like.
Financial advice or not.
Yeah, take it as you see it. LOL, Kyle. It's sadly true. Okay. And let's see here. But I assume you have estate tax. We neither have it in Panama. Well, you have to have depends on the threshold of your state. The first several million, I think, are tax free. So it depends on how big your state is. What do we have here? A stunner, 18238.
Yep. Rolex Date 8.
That's an 18238. So that's the same model that my watch was, but it has the white dial, which is very nice. I like the white dial. I like both the silver dial, which mine had, and I like the white dial. Go on through and let's see how much stretch there is in the bracelet. Looks pretty solid. And you can tell the fluting on the bezel looks pretty good. It's rounded a little more than mine was. So it does have a little more wrist time, or I'll put it this way, a little more wearing against cuffs than mine had.
So it's the exact one you had.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty much the same watch.
Yeah.
It looks pretty
It's
good,
nice.
though. They didn't really show it, somebody holding it sideways to see how much stretch is in that bracelet. They didn't really show that. So it's hard to know. But yeah, not a bad piece. The prices are going up. And we were just talking about prices. I mean, used car values have gone up about 40% in the last year over year. 40 freaking percent. And the feds are saying that the inflation is 7.25 or 7.5% or 7.25% or whatever the heck they're saying. I'm not buying it. I think inflation is much higher than that. I think your USD, the value of it is melting at an incredible rate. Somebody's turned on the hair dryer on the melting ice cube. Michael Saylor described it as a melting ice cube. Now it's a melting ice cube with a hair dryer blowing on it.
Yep.
You should tweet that. The USD melting ice cube now has a hair dryer blowing on it. And Kyle says that's actually a low price now for an 18238 and that condition. See but that condition, Kyle, we really don't know from those pictures how much stretches in that bracelet. They strategically did not include a photo of holding the watch sideways, right, to see how much sag there is. Craig, would you buy back your old Rolex President at today's prices if you could track it down? No, I don't have any use for it. I wouldn't have sold it if I wanted to keep it. I don't keep box watches. I don't keep watches that are in the box. And since I wouldn't wear that watch, I'd have no reason to buy it back. So I've stepped up to Grand Seiko. I've stepped way up. Kyle, I've got your message. Okay. And I'm back. Okay. Carlos in the house. Our wags, that seems a good exemption point in Spain is 1 million. Or 1 millimeter? Just 1 million? That's not high enough. No, it's multiple millions in the US. I think it might be 4 million or so. I don't know. But anyway, maybe somebody can Google it. But yeah, it's multiple millions is exempted. Yeah, okay. And again, I mean, you guys are proving the point of why Bitcoin is so important. Is with Bitcoin, if you choose to, you can go somewhere and take your Bitcoin with you and nobody can stop you. Okay, think about that. Nobody can stop you. If you sell your house in the United States of America, a judge can stop you, the bank can freeze your funds, all kinds of things, bad things can happen, right, with other assets here in the United States. Stocks that you have, those can be, the feds can grab hold of those, right? Bitcoin is totally portable. If you want to vote with your feet and you want to say, I've had it, I'm fed up, I've had it, and you move to Bitcoin City and take all your Bitcoin with you, there's nothing that anybody can do about it. Nobody even needs to know that you did it. Okay? I mean, you don't even need to be on their radar screen. And this is the first time in human history that we've had that capability, folks. Just so you know, this is the first time in human history that we've had that ability. How many diamonds can you swallow and then go from, go across borders? So, and really, how liquid are those at the end of the day? Eva, you should join the Zello group. Yes, you should. Bree, it seems like we're forgetting something. Aren't we forgetting something?
I think we were going to wrap it up a little bit early.
Well, we're going to wrap it up early. We're definitely going to do that. But is there something we forgot to talk about? Because they've been confused about a lot of things recently.
I'm not sure.
Do you have purple?
Yes.
It's kind of purple. Cool.
Purple eyeshadow.
Cool.
Purple nails.
Cool. Yeah, I say cool stuff. In case you guys didn't get the memo, Bree loves purple. So, AP. Yeah, we're going to talk about the ugly watches. Okay. So a lot of these people.
Thank you, Kyle.
Let's see. Jipu. Carlos. I remember in November they're considering to lower it to 5.5 million. Let's see. Craig, you are forgetting AP. Okay, we'll talk about that. I mean, you can get a valuable diamond that can hold many millions, colored diamond, but you will get rinsed when you try to liquidate it. Yeah, that's a problem with how liquid some of those things are.
What's a Zello? It's a Zello
app. It's an app for your phone, and
we've made a tutorial.
Go ahead and show this. Go ahead and show the screen.
We've made a tutorial on
and you
this
can
channel.
see here, you can talk like a walkie-talkie. You can also, if I click on the speech bubble here, you go to the chat section, you can share photos, you can share links, and you can play back previous discussions. Like here's where I announced the show, right? So if I play this, watch this.
A special broadcast has been scheduled for 4:45 p.m. 4:45 p.m. today. That's Eastern time.
And I'll pause it. See that? How you can actually go back and play previous ones in order. If I miss a bunch of things, I'll scroll down and you can hit the play button and it plays and keeps playing down the page almost like it's a podcast. It's really the coolest thing. And it's a free app. You just download it onto your phone. It's on iOS and on Android, and it's called Zello, Zello. And then what you do is you add the watches channel. This is the watches channel. And then you can have fun 24/7, 365. Let's see. A YouTuber I followed named Tommy that does OnlyFans and does live streams there. Okay, cool. Apparently you can stream on OnlyFans. Okay. Hello, Craig and group. Derek in the house. Wow. Okay, let's pull up the AP Royal Oak. Do a search in there. Search AP Royal Oak. Okay, I missed my life when I lived under the rock and was more innocent. And I don't even have an account. Okay. Be advised, sometimes happen weird things on Zello. Yes, Zello is an open platform. Even those who are mentally challenged can participate. Okay, pull up one of those photos, Bree. Yeah, go ahead and pull that up. Go ahead and pull that up. Okay. So, okay,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and show that. So here's an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak in stainless steel. Okay, stainless steel. All right, so first of all, those exposed screws are just silly in this day and age. It's just silly. And then the integral bracelet is a fail. Integral bracelet is a total fail. Okay, it's a fail well. I mean, the president bracelet on a date 8 looks great. And then they did the quartz model and they put the integral bracelet. Nobody wanted it. Okay. The integral bracelet is silly. If it fails or gives trouble, you're stuck with it. You got to get it fixed somehow. Good luck with that. And wait till you get the bill from Audemars for that. And you can't put a nice leather strap on there if you wanted to. Okay. Some of these funky watches do have ways that you can put leather straps on them, but I don't know that this one does. But it's just an ugly watch. It's an ugly design. And somebody said that Joel Genta came up with this design overnight in like just a couple hours or something. I get it. I could have designed that in a couple hours. I can design an ugly watch just like the next guy.
Oh,
I would pass
God.
on that. Okay.
Ugly watch alert.
Ugly watch
alert.
I would pass on it. And here's the thing. I mean, that people are paying a lot of money for these, Bree. Let us know in the chat how much people are paying for that watch today on the open market. How much are people paying for that piece right there that's on the screen? Let us know in the chat what people are actually paying for that. Not astronomical asking prices. What are they actually changing hands for to your best knowledge? Let us know in the chat.
120,000.
Yeah, let us know. Are they actually selling for more than $100,000 for a steel watch? Because that's where a fool and his money just parted. Let's see. As Jason pointed out, non-functional screws. Yeah, that makes it even worse. That makes it even worse. I think there aren't non-mentally challenged, neither on Cello or in the YouTube channel. Good point. Craig, why is Joe Rogan under attack, but Justin Trudeau wore blackface and got away with an apology? That Joe Rogan's going to be under attack unless he acquiesces and starts towing the liberal line. He can't. He's talking against some of their talking points, and that's why he's under attack. That's the sole reason why he's under attack. He's not going along with the program. Jason says screws are a design decision. I think it looks great, but I don't like that they aren't functional. No, it looks terrible, Jason. Jason, you're a young man. You just haven't learned a few things yet.
Oh,
You're usually spot on, Jason, but on this one you're spot off. This one you're wrong. Nautilus are easily trade. It's like those back in the day they had the hubcaps that they put on cars that look like wire wheels. Wire wheel hubcaps, right? I was like, they didn't want to spend the money to have real wire wheels, and so they put a hubcap on there that looked like wire wheels and thought that was cool. It's even worse. They have the caps that look like aluminum wheels, right? And these hubcaps that look like aluminum wheels, and they aren't. Do not think so. Over 100 is for the white gold. Here's one that's stainless steel, wasn't it? Wasn't there one that was stainless steel that was that price? Find one that's stainless steel.
120,000. That's stainless
steel. Click on it. Show that. Bring it up. There's the watch right there. 120,000.
That's just too much.
That's stainless steel. Now, again, I don't know if that's some BS asking price. I don't know what they're actually selling for, but there's somebody asking 120,000. 120,000. Can't make this stuff up. Carlos, those are old prices. Stainless steel 5711 is well over 100K now. Okay. Wire wheels are high maintenance. Yeah, I had a Packard that had the actual wire wheels, and you got to be careful with those. Let's see. And stainless steel is around 55,000. Royal oak. Well, and this one's 120. Okay. To me, the Nautilus looks as if you gave a kindergartner a pencil and asked them to draw a circle. I would take the AP even with the fake screws. Yeah, the Nautilus is terrible. The Nautilus is arguably even worse. But yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, my God, you're between a rock and a hard place there. I would pass on both. 120K is wild. I would have a different term for it. I would say it's batshit crazy, not wild. FMD. What's that? FMD.
I have no idea.
You're hip. Come on, Bree. You're hip. You know all the nomenclature.
I think it's a bad word.
It's a bad one. Okay. If I had to pick, that is. Show Bree a 5711 and have her rate it around 130K these days. Okay. Bring up
7.
a Patek, PATEK 5711. Okay, bring up one of those.
Well, I've seen these.
Try to find a big photo.
That.
There you go. Okay, so go ahead and go through the photos. And don't make a snap decision, Bree. Wait until you've gone through the photos.
I like the back.
Because it's got some gold.
I don't know. I just don't like the square shape of the dial.
The kind of square, funky shape.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I like the blue, but that's the only part
You
I
like
like.
the blue.
The blue.
But you don't like the shape of the case. What
Shape
about
of
the bracelet
case.
and the way the bracelet meets the case?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Okay.
I don't like the watch.
Okay. Here's a beautiful girl with impeccable taste, and she just nixed it. Nixed it, guys.
Zero.
Just because you guys have been like feeding into it,
0
show them
points.
your watch, Bree. Hold your watch up. And that is a stunning. That is a stunning piece.
This is a 10.
This is a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
There you go. Oh, that's a bad word. Me dead. Something me dead. F-U. Okay. I agree. Nautilus is terrible. I'm a Nautilus fan, but doesn't really matter. Won't be seeing one anytime soon. Triforce Rich. Yeah, so you have time to get over that. You have time to get over that. Craig Bree. Yeah, she can do that.
Who's Latino?
We should start being more
Carlos,
inclusive in the channel.
This is PG-13.
Bree's watch on that strap is greater than Nautilus. Yeah, duh. Of course. Craig, has anyone tried to steal Bree from Mid-Atlantic TV yet? Headhunt. Yes. Yes. People.
A lot.
Yeah, they all the time they try to recruit her. And so far she's resisted. She's resisted. Because you like these guys, right?
I do.
You like the camaraderie that we have here.
I do.
Even though they've offered a lot more money, you've decided on the camaraderie that we have on this channel.
Right.
She decided to forego the big contract, the per diem, the New York apartment, the whole 9 yards to hang out with you guys. Email sent. We need Bree's opinion on this watch I sent.
Oh my God. Evicta.
Invicta. Yeah.
Evicta.
Okay, let's see if we can see the
This is like
pictures.
the same thing. I don't see no difference with the Patek Philippe.
You don't see much difference.
It's the same thing. I don't.
It's the
Oh
same
my
thing.
God, it's cheap. It's like
Yeah.
109.
Yeah. Well, of course it is. Yeah. I mean,
What the heck? Ugly watch alert.
ugly. Bree said ugly watch alert on the channel.
Alerts.
Yeah. But what's sad is it's not that much worse. Now it's a lot thicker than the Patek, right? But I mean, it's not that much
I don't
worse.
see
I mean,
any difference.
I mean, you'd be okay wearing either one.
I
It'd be
don't
the
see
same deal,
any
right?
difference.
It'd be the same deal. The Invicta is probably more accurate because it's quartz at least. FMD hideous.
Hideous.
We need to start our plan to infiltrate the Invicta cruise. There's an Invicta cruise. Okay. Rich, just grab this to quench your thirst for that Nautilus. Yeah. Oh boy. Good point. All right, Bree, I think
No.
we've done good. We've done good.
We straightened them out.
And we've done a 45-minute show, right? We promised a short show. We got to see if the NFL, is it NBC doing the show, the thing? We got to find out if there's an app for my TV
I don't watch
so
it.
that we can watch some of the Super Bowl on my TV. I'd like to see some of the commercials. The commercials are creative sometimes, but even the
Oh.
commercials lately haven't been that great. But we'll see if there's an app on my TV that allows us to watch it. Because of course we don't have any cable TV or any of that crap.
I don't either.
All right. Let's see, Craig, which one of your vehicles did you bond with the most? Interesting you'd say bond. I did like the Z3, the BMW Z3 Roadster that I had. It was the first one delivered here in Maryland, and I had some fun with that, and then I sold it and made some money on it. But I have to say, I really enjoyed my 1976 300D Mercedes diesel sedan. I really enjoyed that. That was bulletproof reliable. The air conditioning would like, it was like a refrigerator inside. I could idle it, no problem with overheating in the summertime, kept nice and cool. And yeah, you can actually find mine if you go to Flickr and search 300D. You'll actually find the one I had. That was when Mercedes was really building their reputation for a lot of those diesels would literally go 1,000,000 miles. They were all mechanical injection. You had to keep the valves adjusted. You had to adjust the valves like every 15,000 miles or so. I adjusted the valves, but that was easy to do. They were just bulletproof, reliable cars. They're very solid. When you open and close the door, it was like a bank vault. And they had the cone type hinges when you close the door, which they don't have on the newer Mercedes. That was really Mercedes in their heyday. Now that the Achilles heel that those cars had is eventually they would rust, and also the horsehair padding in the seats would collapse eventually. But that one was in great shape. It only had 56,000 original miles on it. It was in great shape. And so I didn't have any of those issues. It was totally rust-free. It had spent most of its time in Arizona. And so if you got a really good one of those, it was a great car. It really was a great freaking car. So, but I'll tell you, it'd be a tough one. I had a couple of Cadillac Fleetwoods that I really liked that were great road cars. So yeah, it'd be hard. And I also liked my 68 Pontiac Bonneville Brougham. That thing was loaded to the gills. It had the 428 with dual exhaust, and it was loaded. It was super comfortable. And would get on down the road. So yeah, I've had some good ones, and had some fun with them. Yeah. And so probably, okay. I would take the Z8. Yeah, the Z8. Yeah. When they put the V8 in the Roadster. My town sucks ass and doesn't even have a football team. I ran eating a tiger would be a hint that we live in a simulation. Okay, Ram. Okay, got you. Okay, let's wrap it up, Bree. These guys are getting a little frisky, They're getting ready for the game, and we're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget the Zello app.
Thank you.
Zello, Zello. Put that app on your phone and get into the
And my website.
get in the action. Oh, yeah, let's show your website. BreeFitDance.com.
BFD.
BreeFitDance.com.